Hey guys, it's Hovik, and today I got another tutorial for you guys. Stutter at the very beginning, and it's been requested by a couple people, and it's just how it's taking your animations from Endorphin. Well, people have asked for how I do my 3D animation, but I'm just going to show you how to do like the simple animations that are there for you using Endorphin in Cinema4D. So I'm going to take the animations we're going to make in Endorphin, and I'm going to put them into Cinema4D, and we're going to add them to our character, and we're gonna make the whole animation. So we'll start off by using Endorphin 2.5.2. So if you don't have that, you need to get that. I'm just gonna open it up, close that. Okay, for usually when you're like animating COD characters, you want to do a character 2, so I would go ahead and click on that and click delete and go up to this little sign, and it's an add character sign, so you click add, and you want to do an audio motion 2 character because those work best with COD characters. But you can also use them with other type of characters, like in my evil edit I used a weird guy from Borderlands or whatever, and it still worked for him. So click OK. So now you have your audio motion 2 character right here, but you don't have the animation. So what you want to do is you want to right click in this area down here next to him, and then go up to create animation event. Then you're going to go to your you're going to have your audio motion. If it takes you to the Endorphin, you go to resources, and then you can go to animation, and then you go to audio motion 2 or 1. It doesn't matter. Even though you're using audio motion 2 character, you can also go to the first one and use their animation. So we're just going to do a walking thing for now. So we're going to find walk, and we're going to click it and click open. And now this is important. You need to check this thing right here, auto motion transfer source reference character. Click that, and then click the dotted line and select your character that you use, which is auto motion 2. So now that we have that, we click OK, and it's going to load the animation up. Okay, so now we have the whole animation up here, but before it actually does anything, we have to simulate the event. So it pretty much, I don't know, I guess it's a way of rendering it out or whatever. So you click down here at this sign down here, it's called simulate. It's just going to simulate through the whole thing, and you're going to see the guy walking. And you can just stop it whenever you want, which is the same button. And now you can scroll through the thing with this button right here. You can just scroll through it, and you have your animation right here. So now what we can do, once we have that, we're pretty much done with Endorphin. Now we just need to export it into a file so we can open it up in Cinema4D. So we're going to go File, Export All. And the first thing we're going to do is go down to Save as Type, and we're going to change it to a BVH file. Now you can save it to wherever you want. You can save it to your desktop and call it Walk Animation or whatever you want. But I already have one saved on my desktop, so I'm just going to use that one. So you guys just choose a file name and click Save. Okay, so that's it for Endorphin, so I'm just going to go ahead and close that down. New. Okay, now we're going to open up our animation in Cinema4D. So let me see, I have Endorphin animations. Wait, I need to, whoops. Okay, I need to open that up in a different, first here, I made a mistake. First you need to open up Cinema4D. I'm used to opening up other different files that will open Cinema4D with it, but my mistake. So just open up your R12, R13, whatever you have. I used the latest one. Okay, now you have your Cinema4D open, so you're going to want to open up your file. So you're going to do File Open, and that's just some textures I have. So you can go to Desktop, and you can go to find your animation or wherever you saved it to. I saved mine on Desktop, so I'm going to go to Endorphin Animations, Walk, Open, and you just want to save it by 1. I messed around. It's already at 1.35 because I've done other characters in different sizes. So now you have your character open, and if you scroll, make this go all the way over there. If you scroll through, you can see him walking, but first we need to go back to the beginning, and we're going to bind the character with the skeleton. So now we're going to merge, and we're going to find your model. You guys probably already have your model you want to use, so I'm going to go ahead and find mine. I'm just going to use, for the tutorial, I'm just going to use this USMC sniper from COD 4. So now you see, if you render it out, it's all black, but I need to fix the texture, so let me go into load image, desktop, editing. I think I can just use these textures, it will work. Okay, I'm just gonna select, you just go in and select the texture you want, so I'm gonna click open, nope. Okay, and now go into here, and this one's gonna be called USMC Tactical Baseball Cap, so I'm gonna go ahead and load it and find the cap, which is right there. Click no, and then we're gonna go into here and click load image, and this one's gonna be called body, so we're gonna click load. This one will be called accessories, so we're gonna go ahead and load the image that's called accessories, which is right there. Okay, so now we have the whole character in here. Okay, so now I actually made a big mistake. Before actually it's not that big of a mistake. You see how the skeleton's bigger than the like kind of, it needs to be a little bit smaller, so we can go ahead and actually, I guess I can just go ahead and delete the skeleton and then reopen. You're gonna want to do file merge, and if it doesn't fit, you go file merge and find your walking animation or whatever you have. And we're gonna reopen it, walk, and before it was too big, so let's do like 0.95, and that seems to work fine. 0.95 fits them perfectly, so we're good. You can do that with the, you can also do that with the mesh, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so now we have him, and we want to bind the skeleton to the character, but before we do that, we need to match him up perfectly, because right now you can see it doesn't match up, and like right there. So we can have the skeleton selected. We're going to drag that to the bottom. We can have the skeleton selected, and we can select the rotation tool, and we're going to drag that forward like that, and we're going to take this and slide it back so we can get a nice fit. See if that looks good. Okay, we still need to, we need to drag it back a little bit more, or actually we can just rotate it. Okay, that seems to work. Okay, now it's matched up. Oh yeah, if you have a character that's not a T-pose like this, you can also just take the arms. So if you open up the skeleton, it has all the different joints. So say the legs didn't match or the arms were like down, you could go keep on opening up this one and find the, it's like a right and left clavicle, and that will open up the shoulder joints, and you can just take those and rotate them, and then go to the elbow joint. If you open this, open up the elbow joint and rotate that, and just keep on doing it until it matches up with the character that might not be in a T-pose, but I'm not going to do that because it will just mess up. Okay, so now that we have it matched up with the character, all we need to do is add a skin. So we're going to go to MoGraph, character, and we're going to select skin, and we're going to put that on top of the sniper polygon. So now what we want to do is we're going to bind the character. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click skeleton and select all children. Select children. And we're going to hold control, select the skin, and then hold control, keep on holding control and select the USM sniper. So now we're going to go up to character, and we're going to go to commands. It might be somewhere a little bit different for if you have R12, it might be down here or something, but just try to find it, and then you're going to go to commands, bind, and now they're jointed together. So when the skeleton moves in the animation, the character will too. So you see right here, he's moving. So that's pretty much it. Sometimes you'll get a little bit morphing, and then you can't really help that. You can keep on trying to move the joints around before you bind them, like to make it, I guess, not warp or morph, because sometimes, like you can see right here, some of his pouch stuff gets a little bit messed up. But another way I like to avoid that is sometimes when you have a model, instead of just having one layer of a polygon, you'll have a bunch of different layers of all different types of his a bunch of different types of, like, it will have a layer for his vest, a layer for his shoes or whatever, have a big list. And I like to delete the ones that are like maybe this magazine pouches, because those just usually cause problems with morphing and stuff. and warping and everything. So I like to delete those. And whenever you have just the ones you need, it will have like a lot of layers here. You just select them all and then right click and do connect plus delete, and that's how you do it if you get a model that has a bunch of different layers. So that's pretty much it. And you can also actually, I should probably show you how you can animate this onto a map or something. So okay, let's get a map in here. What am I doing? We can make a new material by double clicking down there and do load image. Whoops, I'm just messing up right now. Do load image, and I'm just gonna go and find maybe a thing still images, and I'll just use one of these pictures. Okay, so now we can just click this and make a background, and then drag this texture onto the background, and now you see you have the background back there. And we'll change the dimensions by going into the settings, and we'll do 1280 by 720, and 30 frames per second is fine. And then you can also make it 0 to 200 or however long your animation is. Okay, so now we can just scroll back. This works if you have a 3D motion track cinematic 2. You can merge that into the thing too whenever you're making your animation, but we're just going to use a still image. So we're just going to drag him to where we want him to be. And right now he doesn't have a shadow. He looks kind of like he's not actually in the thing. So we can fix this by either create a floor, and then hold Control, click on this texture from the background and drag it up, and then let go, and it will make the texture on the floor. But as you can see, it's darker than everything else, so you're going to right click the floor, go to Cinema4D tags, and click compositing, and then click composite background and uncheck self shadowing. So now when you do it, everything's the same color. But now that's just the floor. Now if you want to make a shadow from like a sun or something, you can make a light, and you could just, I don't know, drag it where you want, and then you can go and click on the light and go into the shadow settings and click soft, and you can make the density whatever you want. Depends on you. Just gotta keep on previewing it until it looks good. So right there you can see the shadow, and it doesn't look like his feet are touching, so sometimes the floor won't be touching his feet, so you can click down on your scrolling wheel on your mouse, and you can click that down, and you can go into a different view, and I like to go into the right view so we can see the floor. So right now the floor is way below his feet, so we can just drag that up so it's right on top of his feet, and we can, sometimes it's like at an angle, so let's scroll through it. Yeah, he walks kind of downwards, so we can take the floor, have the floor selected, and rotate it so we can just rotate it so it's right under his feet. So now we can just pull that down actually, and I'm not gonna mess with it. Like I'm not gonna make it perfect. You guys can just mess with it, make it look good, so that his feet will be touching the ground and look more realistic. And if it's an inside shot, it won't actually have like a light in there, and so it's not gonna make a big shadow. You can also just go into your render settings and do effects, and then you can go to ambient occlusion and make the minimum, whoops, I don't know what I just did. You can make the minimum ray length like 10, you can make the contrast like 10, and it will make the character, not only the character look more realistic with more texturing on himself. Let's just take the light out. It'll make the character have more texturing on himself, as you can see, but it will also make right under his feet with the floor have like a little bit of shadow right there, you can see. So I don't know, it just makes it, when you're inside it's not going to have a big shadow, but when you put your feet on the ground it's also going to make a darker space under your feet, so that adds a little bit more realism to it. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and comment if you have any questions. Well, if you liked it, but comment if you have any questions, and any requests for new tutorials. I'm going to try to make a tutorial every 2 weeks and edit every 2 weeks, so it's kind of like one video a week, because I want to start being more consistent. And look out for an edit that's going to be out in like a week after this is posted. And I'll see you guys later.